Hello fellow leggers, you're joining us once again for another theatre trip. We are in Leicester at Curve.
And we are here to see the UK tour, the delayed UK tour of Everybody's Talking About Jamie.
So stick around to hear all of our thoughts.
Find out how many stars,
Whether it's break a leg
or leg it.
Exciting stuff to be back at the
Really
theatre,
exciting.
because not only are we going to see this, but later on,
Yes.
the little leggers are going to be joining us.
Stay
Although not so
tuned.
little anymore.
I know, they're growing
But the
like
little leggers,
weeds.
you'll be able to hear a little bit of what they think as well. They'll be
Yes.
stopping by at the end.
Because after all, this is I would say this is a teenage musical.
It's a teen musical, so we want to hear their views.
Yeah,
It's
we
a story
do.
of representation,
Yeah.
of diversity, of inclusion,
fact, it's-
and we're more important to infiltrate that and share that message
Yeah.
than the youth of today.
Infiltrate their young minds. That sounds
Infiltrate.
quite worrying, but no, it's a really uplifting, inspiring story based on a true story, in fact, of a 16-year-old living on a council estate in Sheffield who feels like he doesn't fit in, but is determined to find a place where he belongs as he unleashes his true self in spite of prejudice and bullying surrounding him.
Okay, and we've seen this before.
Yeah.
We saw it in previews in the West End.
We did. We saw it back after it transferred from the Sheffield Crucible to the Apollo West End in 2017, and it's been a bit of a smash hit. I think we only gave it 3 stars at the time, and we
Yes.
weren't too sure. We were on the fence about it, but it's defied us. And like we always say, this is just our opinion.
I think the piece, the heart of the piece has always shone through. Even
It-
for us,
yes.
it was just in the production, it was missing some
But
of the
it
production.
carries such a strong message, and
Important
and
message.
it's found a dedicated and loyal audience because it was nominated for 5 Olivier Awards at the 2018 ceremony, and it's like I say, people love this. It's a real
Yeah.
sort of. People relate to it on so many levels, and that's what theatre's all about, bringing people together. Now, it was also broadcast to a wide audience, worldwide in fact, in 2018. The live show was filmed
Oh, wow.
and broadcast to cinemas.
Okay.
And literally just a few days ago as we're
yes,
filming
on the
this.
17th.
The 17th of September, a film adaptation starring Max Harwood as Jamie and Sarah Lancashire as his mum Margaret premiered on Amazon Prime. And if you look really closely at the end,
You can see the leggers.
You can see
and
the
you'll
leggers.
Definitely see little legger
you
Spencer.
do. We're
can see
in
him.
it, or in the street
Yeah, we were
scene
there
at
for
the
the
end.
filming.
You can splice in a photo of us at the actual, with the real Jamie.
There we are.
I'm putting a lot on you with the edit.
You
Anyway, this UK tour was its first UK tour, and it began in February 2020, but it was forced by COVID to stop. Now, it's recently resumed and stars Leighton Williams of Beautiful
brilliant.
People playing Jamie. He was also Billy Elliot in the West End, and Shane Ritchie of EastEnders fame, or way back when, Butlin's Redcoat fame, right? Or was it
Most
Pontins?
recently, he was on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Yes, he
when it was
absolutely
over in Wales.
And he is playing the mentor to Jamie, Hugo/Loco Chanel. Margaret New is being played by Amy Ellen Richardson. We've got the wonderful Gary Lee as Sandra Bullock. Gary we saw in The View Upstairs, actually.
Oh,
he was
wow.
fantastic. George Sampson, Britain's Got Talent winner, is
Oh, my
playing
goodness.
Dean the bully.
Okay.
And we've also got Shobna Goati, who has also played it in the West End, along with Leighton and with Shane, playing Ray. So some
Wow.
top quality, top talent in
Yeah,
this.
okay.
Now, its music was written by the lead singer-songwriter of the band The Feeling, 12 Stops and Home epic album, Dan Gillespie Sells, with a book and lyrics by writer Tom McRae, and it's running at 2 hours 40 with a 20-minute interval included in that runtime.
Okay, so stick around for our 30-second interval breakdown.
And find out what we think right at the end, along with our stars
the little leggers.
and the little leggers.
Fellow leggers, we've come to the interval of Everybody's Talking About Jamie, which means it's time for the breaker leggers. 30-second interval breakdown. Go!
What do you think so far, start with you?
I'm really enjoying it this time round. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm really enjoying the energy. I'm loving it's had some really nice updated COVID jokes and references, which makes it feel fresh. And I'm loving Shane Ritchie, the groundedness he's bringing to it. How about you?
I'm really enjoying it as well. I'm quite surprised. It feels like a very different piece with those small updates and some different takes on some of the characters. It's amazing what you can do with what is a really great piece of work with some really engaging, interesting songs. It's great to see a diverse cast, audience.
We've come to the end, fellow leggers. Do we have a pun?
Do we have a pun? Is everybody talking about Jamie, or is everybody wishing Jamie was somewhere else?
Okay, there we go. Rate that pun. Do you know where the little leggers?
Where are they? We had them at some point.
Little leggers,
little leggers.
come
Here
on,
they are.
Bill.
Here they are.
Little
It's been a while
leggers.
since you were in
Say
one of our
hello.
videos. Say hi to our audience. So, do you know what?
Who wants to go first?
Daddy and I have seen this before live, right?
Yes.
We've got a review of this, but you've never seen it live before. Tell us what you thought about everybody's talking about Jamie.
Okay, I wasn't sure in the first half, but then during the second act I thought it was really good. The costumes, for the teachers' costumes, I pictured my business and computing teacher. I think I have seen every one of those outfits being worn by my business and computing teacher.
But that was
not
accurate,
every single one.
accurate costuming.
We're not saying that all teachers are the same and they're all just white bread and you could just get them anywhere and they're all just like a carbon copy. But step up your game, teachers, because your outfits ain't original. That's what I'm saying. What did you think, little Legger Spence?
I liked the set.
You
liked the set?
What
Yes,
did you like?
it was
What
good.
did you like about the set?
I liked how it went from that to that, and it opened up, and
Yeah.
it had one bit that was a big wall, and then it opened up, and then you had a house, and that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the set was good and impressive.
And I think
Very,
it's a
very smart.
really good
Smart
blend
design.
of lighting, set and projection.
Yeah.
Lots of projection, and I think that brings key scenes to life. If you've seen the show, you know what we're talking about. But these sort of buzzwords and these moments that would be captured on Snapchat or Instagram are given to us. So it recreates this sort of wider world of consequence to your actions, really. Everything you do and say is going to be recorded on camera, a bit like this right now. And I feel a real sense of that with the projection, the digital age that we are living in. And I think that brings neatly on to what you were talking about, your favourite bits, about it being very 2021.
Yeah, what I really enjoyed was that he updated everything, so it was all about COVID, it was all about wearing masks, all about sanitization, so it felt very now and making a joke of now, which was really, I like that a lot. In fact, second time round, seeing it again, I really enjoyed the show.
Yeah.
I think partly that was down to as well, I mean, you've seen our past review of this, so you know roughly what it's about. But Shane Ritchie, I thought, was really good and really grounded the character
Of Hugo / Loco Chanel.
And when he was Hugo, I got the earthiness of it as well. And I've got to say as well, the same for Leighton. I really liked Leighton. Both of them, I think, were a bit under the weather vocally. And as a result, when they were singing, they had to push that bit harder. They had a real kind of graspiness to them, which almost added real anguish to what they were singing. As such, it was just really grounded. And I've never seen it performed that. I think they had to give more.
Yes.
And that for me just drove it forward. So I really enjoyed that.
Going into the interval, I said because the vocals were under tonight, because there's clearly sickness amongst the cast, as a result, the choices they were being forced to make as a replacement for those big notes and vocal riffs were great acting choices, great acting through song choices that gave a whole different dimension to those characters.
Yeah.
I felt a fatherliness within Hugo, this sort of the losing a son that he never had and then flying the nest, and the sort of, as a result, this camaraderie you would have had with Margaret, understanding her struggle of letting go of her son who's getting older, and this sort of longing for the youth that Hugo had lost, falling in love. The backstory came out of Hugo's
Yeah, there
character
was
in a way
depth.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it was really good depth.
Breaker-Legger's nomination for Best Supporting Actor in a Musical, Shane Ritchie, for everyone talking about Jamie.
There we
That's
go.
what I say.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
let's move on to a couple of other cast members. Let's talk about George Sampson in the role of Dean.
He was the proper baddie, wasn't he? I thought he did that really well. I loved everything he was doing. Don't know about anybody else.
And it wasn't overdone, that's the thing. Like, I could
No.
believe he was a bully. These little snide
He's a real
remarks,
bully
these
as well.
sort of down the corridor digs. And the thing is with a bully, if it was just a physical attack every now and then, you'd expect it. But what bullies do is they chip away at somebody with these subtle but consistent put downs. And I felt that within Dean's character today. I felt like, do you know what? He's wearing Jamie down. Not through these big, violent, over-the-top actions, but by these little microaggressions that add up. I loved that about his performance.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. Can we talk about the mum as well?
Let's talk about the role of Margaret
and
New,
Ray as well.
played tonight by
No pressure.
Amy Ellen Richardson.
Now that vocal
What?
was fantastic.
What?
I thought I've never heard that song
He's
sung,
My Boy is the
performed
song
that
you're
well.
referring to.
Yeah.
And that is the
Because
standout
it
number
kind
in
of-
Act 2.
Because it's passed me by before. I've been like, okay, not bad, but it sounded fantastic and performed really well, and it landed. I thought it was
Guys,
fantastic.
I've seen the show 3 times live, and I've never stood for that moment. I stood tonight.
You did, I
I
saw
wasn't
you.
the only one, but there was only a few of us. But I stood tonight because it was, again, the emotionalness in it. There's something in the breaking of that character that I just resonated with. And I think maybe it's because having children of my own who are approaching that age, they're flying the nest, and it sucks monkey balls is what it does. It
really well
does.
written. It kind of struck me as being a really well written and crafted song for that moment in the show.
Let's talk about the wonderful Shobna Gulati as Ray.
It's just a brilliant character
It's
as
such
well.
a great
Such
character. Look
a
at
good
your
supporting
face.
character.
What did you think
being
of Ray?
the friend?
The sort of-
Really good.
Yeah, sort of
Really
cheeky.
funny.
She says everything that we're all thinking. Basically,
Yeah.
no filter. She is the Sophia from the Golden Girls of this character.
Yeah.
She says it before she thinks about it. I loved Shobna. I do love her. I've seen her in quite a bit. I think she's wonderful. But as Ray, Best Supporting Actress in a musical nomination, Breaker Lakers Award.
There we go. Yeah, I thought she was fantastic.
Let's talk about Sharon Full in the role of Pretty Pasha. There is, and I've always wondered if there is an unrequited love story there. What did you think about that tonight?
Oh, there absolutely is. What do you think?
I was thinking that tonight, actually.
Yeah, but at which point? It's at the point of beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially in the reprise, after she gets a kiss on the cheek, which is probably the first time a boy has ever touched her.
Yes.
And she gets this moment of sort of longing and desperation and sadness, which was lovely. Really came across in the acting tonight.
Yeah.
Let's also talk about...
Can we also talk about, there was a really good relationship between Pretty and Jamie, who, going back to Leighton. I thought something I didn't mention is like he just looks great, and again he had a real relaxed way of performing. He wasn't trying to push it.
No.
He was sat back on it, and again
Yeah.
that grounded the character for me, and as such I was with his Jamie all the way
I've
through.
seen Leighton in this once before, and I think his acting has come on leaps and bounds. It was very early in his takeover the last time I saw him, and what I got tonight is a sense that he wasn't just reacting, he was listening, and he was giving people and the characters the space to breathe around him, and it did wonders for his character and their characters too. What a great, talented actor. What an amazing
yeah,
actor.
really
he is.
enjoyed.
Can we just briefly...
Best leading role in a musical.
Why not? Leighton Williams, best lead in a musical. Very quickly, let's talk about Miss Hedge, Lara Denning. It's a real thankless character.
It is, and she's a bit mean, isn't she? She only gets one really nice thing to play with, which is when she's on a phone call to someone she wants to date
Yeah, but
with.
it doesn't
Apart
serve
from that,
anything.
it doesn't go anywhere else. But she did well with it.
She did.
So a great performance for what she could
Loved
do.
her a lot.
As well as the 3 queens as well that were in the nightclub. Some
Yeah.
nice, funny interplay and nice variation with those.
Yep, I would absolutely agree. And I would just say big shout out to Gary Lee, who we love, JP McCure as Like a Virgin, and also Reese Taylor as Trace Sophisticae. Love those parts. They are having the most fun of everybody, I think. Those parts, that track is great fun.
It's a nice, fun track.
It really is. Right.
Anything else people want to say?
Anything you wanted to mention? Anything else you liked, didn't like? Anything you talked about? Choreography, what did you think of the dancing?
I thought the dancing was good. I liked in the If I Met Myself Again, that song. I thought the choreography in that was really good.
There's an
I've
interpretive
forgotten what
dance
it's
moment, which I wasn't sure about the last time we saw it. And the second time I saw it, it wasn't even in.
But
They-
this,
they were
I thought
sick.
it worked really well.
thought it was
A
really
beautiful
good.
contemporary number, actually, reflecting like the younger mum. I thought that was really nice.
Yeah.
I agree, it works really nice.
Choreography, of course, by the wonderful Kate Prince, who choreographed Sylvia as well.
Oh, fantastic.
Very unique style, almost break-dancey, street dance style to it, which again
Contemporary as
resonates
well.
with the kids.
Yeah.
I thought the movement was great and really engaging.
Yeah,
Anyway, let's
and a
wrap it up.
fantastic diverse cast.
Oh, yes,
It's
sorry,
not
we
often
must
we get to
mention
say
that.
that, but this again
Thank
is leading
God
the way.
for that.
In a
Because
diverse
Sheffield in 2021 is a diverse place to live. If you want to be reflective of the world we're living now, we need to see it on our stages, guys. It's not good enough just to hear about it. Anyway,
You're probably wondering how many stars we are going to give. Everybody's talking about Jamie, the touring production,
Yeah.
currently here at Curve Leicester.
it is. Before heading out on the road to a venue near you, we are going to give 4
stars for this piece.
4 stars for this piece. There is something in Act 2 with the resolution of the story which does not quite land. I want to see more from. I want to see the character of Miss Hedge get a comeuppance a little bit. She gets off too light from her. Burn her at the stake!
Well, I don't think burn her at the stake. I think it's a really good piece with a really good heart. You're going to have a really good time. You're really on board with everything. But similar to what you're saying, there's a couple of moments at the very end which just don't land. Where it's kind of left a bit flat. When Jamie is finally allowed in, it's just oh, that happened. There's no kind of
no fanfare
there's no
about
crescendo, and there could be. It's just in the writing, and it's not written that way. It could be made that way, but they're missing a trick.
And there's a
to have
couple-
that real elation, and it just falls flat for me.
Couple of other staging
Still.
moments as well that I just have not improved hugely since the first time we saw it. I think the end of Act 1 could be more. I still think that right now. And like I say, it wouldn't take much to make this a 5, but it's a really strong 4, guys. And I was talking before we started filming, saying this is a modern day Billy Elliot in every single way. It's as enjoyable as that piece of theatre. And also the way that it resonates with mothers, particularly mothers. I was saying if you've got kids, if you've had kids that have flown the nest, you're going to feel this story. You're not just going to watch it and experience it. You're going to feel it and take it to your heart. In that way, it reminds me of Blood Brothers. I think it could be, this could tour again and again for a good while, and could be that mother's story of childhood loss in the way that Blood Brothers is.
And it'd be fun if they keep updating it as well
Yeah,
to whatever's
keep it
going
fresh.
on. That would be nice.
Why not? But that's just what I think.
It's just what I think.
Just what?
That's what I think.
Just what?
Me.
Just what you
That's
think
what I
too.
Just what I think.
Right, but what's important is what you think. Hit subscribe, hit like, let us know what you think. We love you. We're the Breaker Leggers.
And the Little Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.